Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hello children, welcome back to our EVS session. Let's continue with our lesson 6. Weather and climate. Before we continue with the lesson, children, let's take a recap of the first module. Children, in the previous module, we learned about weather. The condition of the atmosphere at a given place over a short period of time is weather. And when we talk about weather, we refer to temperature, humidity, air pressure, winds, and rainfall. We also learned what is climate, the average weather condition of a region over a long period of time is climate. We learned the causes for variation in climate, and they were distance from the equator, distance from the sea, height above sea level, winds, humidity, and influence of human beings. And we started from distance from the equator. We also learned about the heat zones. We learned the 3 heat zones: torrid zone, frigid zone, and temperate zone. Causes for variation in climate. In the last module, we started with distance from the equator, and now we will see the other causes, that is distance from the sea, height above the sea level, winds, humidity, and influence of human beings. Distance from the sea. The distance from the sea determines the climate of a place. Now children, places near the sea, they have moderate climate, but places far away from the sea are very cold in winter and very hot in summer. Water bodies get heated and cooled very slowly when compared to the heating and cooling of the land. So when the land is hot in summer, the water body is still cool, and in winter, when the land is cold, the water body is warm. Hence, places near the coast have mild climate. The air temperature in places near the sea remains steady all year round. Why, children? It is because it is influenced by the sea temperature that does not alter much. Children, the third cause for the variation in climate is height above the sea level. The climate of a place is also affected by its altitude. Now, what do you mean by altitude? Altitude is the height of a place above the sea level. Now, children, as all the seas of the world are linked to each other, their level is the same all over the earth. And therefore, sea level is taken as the parameter for measuring the altitude of a place. At a high altitude, air becomes thinner and hence absorbs and retains less heat. This is why it is cooler up in the hills than in the plains. Thus, the temperature on top of the mountains is lower than the temperatures at sea level. And that is why, children, most of the mountain peaks are covered with ice in winter, and hill stations are cold even in summer. The next cause for the variation in climate is winds. Horizontal moving air is called wind. Hot winds increase the temperature of a place, while cold winds decrease it. And winds also bring rain to the places where they blow. So the direction of a wind is an important factor in determining the climate of a place. Winds are hot, cold, or moist depending on where they originate from. For example, the monsoon winds blowing from the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea brings rain to India. Hot, dry winds blowing from the desert make North India hot during summer. Humidity. What is humidity, children? The amount of water vapor or moisture present in the air is known as humidity. In places near the equator, there is lot of humidity because of the heat of the sun. This results in plenty of rainfall in the region. Thus, the climate near the equator is hot and wet. On the other hand, desert areas have very little humidity and the rainfall in these areas is scanty. Influence of human beings. Now, children, how do human beings cause variation in climate? Let's see. Deforestation and air pollution result in rising temperatures and scanty rainfall. Now, what do you mean by deforestation? Deforestation means cutting of trees. So, cutting of trees and the air pollution, they result in rising temperatures and less rainfall. Big cities often have a warmer climate than the surrounding land. This is because concrete buildings absorb the sun's heat during the day and radiate it back to the atmosphere at night. Children, climate of all the parts of the world is not the same. It varies from place to place depending on many factors which we learned right now. Some regions may be hot and wet, while others may be hot and dry. Certain regions of the world may be covered with snow and ice throughout the year, while some may have extremes of summers and winters. The world has been divided into various climatic regions on the basis of the climatic conditions experienced in them. So let's see. The climatic regions of the earth are tundra region, equatorial region, tropical region, temperate region, desert, and Mediterranean region. The first one is tundra region. This lies in the north frigid zone that extends all along the northern tip of Europe, Asia, and North America. Here, the climate is harsh. It is frozen for most part of the year. The second region is equatorial region. This region lies in the torrid zone. Here, the weather is hot and humid with excessive rainfall. The third region is tropical region. This region lies in the tropical belt on the either side of the equatorial region. Here, the climate is hot throughout the year. Temperate region. This region is located between the tropics and the Arctic and the Antarctic circles. Summers are hot and humid, and winters are cool and dry. Most of the grasslands of the world are found here. Desert region. Most of the deserts of the world lie close to the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. These regions experience extreme heat and dryness. Mediterranean region. This region lies approximately between latitude 30° and 50° north and south of the equator. Here, the summers are dry and the winters are wet. Children, we will be learning about these regions, about these climatic regions in detail in the coming lessons. And with this, we have completed with our lesson number 6. We have learnt about weather and climate. We learnt the causes for the variation in climate. We also learnt about the heat zones, and we learnt about the climatic regions of the earth. Now children, before you do this assignment, I want you all to go through both the modules again, read through your textbook, and then do this assignment. I have given you 5 questions. The first one is, what is altitude? What is humidity? What is deforestation? Write the names of the 6 climatic regions. And the fifth one is, name the factors that influence the climate of a place. So children, until we meet again, keep smiling, stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you.